1 year ago today, I reviewed Halo Combat Evolved. Well, a couple weeks ago, I got the craving to play Halo 2. Now, when I was thinking about it, I'm like, you know what? I'm really close to when I reviewed it last year. You know what? Why don't I just review this one as well? And then, you know, I'm realizing, you know what? I should just make this an annual thing. If I was thinking, I probably would have done this on, like, November 7th or January 17th. But, no, August 17th, every year, new Halo review from HeeminGamin Station. Let's start with this one. Or, well, last one was the one we started with, but let's do this one.
Alright, the story of Halo 2 is as follows. Actually, before I even get to that, can I just say, oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Guys, this is on an Xbox. These graphics are on an Xbox. How they... It's gorgeous. Okay, since the events of Halo 1, the UNSC has set up a defensive grid. If any aliens want to mess with Earth, they're gonna have to go through 300 MAC cannons. So they set Chief up with a new set of armor, and then they have this really cool dualistic cutscene where both of the factions address the consequences of the last game. The humans get shiny medals pinned to their chests, and the alien general who's in charge of the Halo gets a shiny branding iron pushed to his chest. Really neat dualism there, guys. Unfortunately, the award ceremony is cut a little short, which is just a real shame because Admiral Hood baked a cake and everything. But the aliens want to destroy Earth, and that means that I get to shoot some aliens. Yeah! Lock and load! And here's the real big innovation of Halo 2. Dual wielding. In Halo 2, you get to wield 2 guns. Halo 3, you had to wield 3 guns. Halo ODST, you had to wield an ODST. And Halo 4 just wasn't a very fun game. So I love dual wielding, and the different combinations just feel awesome. Oh yeah, right now I feel like an alien lieutenant. Alright, now I'm an akimbo assassin, pa-pa! Now I am a well-rounded and efficient foot soldier. And with these 2 SMGs, I am Spartan J117. Tight. Okay, the first level is gonna be pretty easy, so I'm just gonna dual wield SMGs. Not the most efficient weapon loadout, but certainly the most awesome feeling. So I played on Heroic, and while I think I prefer normal so I can feel like a super soldier, I think that Heroic lends itself best to being strategic. So I can shoot as many grunts as I want, and I can take on 1 purple elite at a time. If I see a red elite, he can kill me before I can kill him, so I need to do some damage, then I need to hide, and then I can, like, flank him. Playing on Heroic doesn't really lend itself to a power fantasy, but sometimes feeling like a brilliant tactician is just what the doctor ordered. But this is a fine opening level. My favorite thing about Halo 2 is its use of interesting set pieces, and this first level has them coming out the old wazoo. The first room is great, and it has these see-through walls. There's also a room where the aliens are coming out of the walls, and it has multiple stories so that you can shoot up and down at one another. Then there's this one point where you go outside of the space station, and then you fight some jetpack covenant in low gravity. And finally, the bomb room. The aliens snuck a big old bomb onto the ship, and we kill them all just in time to defuse the thing.
How much time was left?
You don't want to know.
Then we get one of the coolest lines in all of video gaming history.
Sir, permission to leave the station.
For what purpose, Master Chief?
To give the Covenant back their bomb.
Permission granted.
So, a ship or 2 broke through the line and are now down on Earth and are either A, killing all the civilians, or B, stealing all of the Earth's pretzels.
Okay, I don't really know why I thought that second one was an option. I just really want some pretzels right now.
Okay, my guess is that they're doing the first one, but no matter! The Chief is sent down to kill them all! And this level starts out great. There's this courtyard area, and we fight a few waves of troops. The Marines control the roof, but if I'm feeling tough, I can head down to the streets and poof, I am not feeling tough. Alright, after a while, we're allowed to continue through the level, but honestly, I love this game's levels. Look at this. Bungie didn't put up any invisible walls. If I want to spend half an hour jumping from rooftop to rooftop like Batman, I'm allowed to do that. I mean, it's pointless, but I love the idea of being places I'm not allowed to be.
Chet, get out of there!
No, screw you! But after that, we got a vehicle section. Now, the Warthog was fun, but unfortunately my Marines are fragile and got killed quickly, so I switched over to a Ghost. If they kill the gunner of this thing, they're gonna need to kill the driver, too! Woohoo! And besides that right there, I don't really die. The game has been really tough up to this point. Well, it wouldn't be if I properly used cover, but I'm a rebel and I love running into groups of enemies. But yeah, in the Ghost, I'm unstoppable. This has so much power and shielding. I take down enemies by the dozens and hardly ever need to hide behind a stupid crate. but the only thing I love more than a ghost is a tank. Oh man, do I love this thing! And look, I've got some Marine Bros on it! Now, while the tank is powerful, I don't think it's powerful enough to challenge that thing. See? It's got a big green beam! I want to shoot a big green beam, but that's not really an option. So I head into this tunnel on a ghost and take out some troops, and the whole time being harassed by this banshee. It takes a few shots at me here and there, but honestly, I have no clue why it came down here. Look at him! Flying units get stuck underground! And he had the audacity to get stuck on the path to the rest of the level. Oh no, he despawned! Okay, so I fly him through again, and oh, the audacity! Getting stuck on the path to the rest of the level. My only option at this point is to walk up and hijack his vehicle. Yeah. Oh, there's a scarab down there. I don't really want to mess with him. The only thing I want from him is his beam. But if I fly up here, I found it. A regular old plasma rifle. Alright, let's fly down to where the rest of the level was. Okay, so they want me to face an entire platoon and an alien tank? Man, how am I gonna do this? I mean, if I had a tank of my own, I'd be able to, but all I have is this stinky little plasma rifle. Boom! Die, dirtbag! Who else wants some? Take me on now! Boom! 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 Nothing but power. This was a super fun level with the Easter egg weapon. Sub-scarab drivers. Now, orange elites are supposed to be really hard to kill. Well, how hard are they when you have the explosive death beam? Well, as it turns out, pretty tough. Their corpses kept flying towards me, and I kept blowing myself up. Twice I died after the level had ended. But at long last, I killed them, and the level ended normally. Now I get to play as the disgraced alien general, the Arbiter. So, I can regain my honor if I kill the crap out of this stupid heretic. And let me tell you, this is a flippin' sweet level. So, if you're gonna be a rebel, you should probably have a factory. And that's exactly what this dude has. It has conveyor belts that make this level fun. Also, they're moving around explosive barrels, so it's super cool. This one dude took cover behind one of the barrels, and so I just shot the barrel and boom, he died! Also, since I'm playing as a Covenant Elite, instead of Space Marines, I get my boys. I love leading the grunts into battles. Oh no, my boys! Well, after a little while, we find out that the Flood has invaded this installation. We fight them off, and then we find the heretic dude, but he locks himself in a room and tells us that we'll never get to him. And then I have an awesome idea. I'll go to the top of this place, and using my energy sword, I will slice the cord holding this place up. Then I go down to the heretic dude, and we do battle. So he summons some holograms to confuse me, and they do. The most confusing thing is that they don't really have a physical form, but their plasma rifles still hurt me. And on Heroic, fighting against plasma rifles sucks, because they kill you so fast. Do you know how many plasma bolts it takes to kill me? 8. Do you know how fast 6 plasma rifles can get 8 bolts out? Well, it's pretty fast. Eventually, though, using cowardice tactics and the Arbiter's cloak ability, I managed to kill the heretic. Yeah! Next level has us back in control of the Chief, and the first half of the level, the Elgato went a little screwy and I lost all my footage. But that's okay, because the second half of the level is what I want to talk about, because it is one of my favorite levels in video games. Alright, so we just fought through some ruins, and now they put us onto a gondola, and it moves. And while you're moving right along, another gondola pulls up alongside you, so you need to board it and kill all the elites on it. This is so cool! You feel just like a Master Chief pirate!
Arr! Ha ha ha! I'll shave your belly with a rusty razor! Ooh, nice and tense, scallywag! Burst open the locks, and then we'll say hooray!
After the brief boarding, I jump back to my gondola and ride to this palace, kill the dudes inside of it, and then I get to take an underwater elevator to an underwater sepulcher. And I love the ride in the elevator. Also, a fish clipped into the elevator for like 2 frames. But yeah, the fight in the sepulcher was amazing! Then we go back to the surface and hop on some gondolas again. At this point, I had a couple of Marine buddies, and I found each one of them a rocket launcher, and we're gonna need it, because as cool as the pirate section was, the approaching gondola is even better. Here it comes, my favorite moment from a video game. 2 jetpack elites, and the Marines instantly killed them both?
Huh. I think I may have been nostalgia blind to this fight. I do remember fighting jetpack elites, but if I'm not mistaken, there were actually 5 of them, and each one of them was a different weapon specialist. Also, Master Chief had a jetpack too, and the whole thing took place in outer space while the song Live and Learn was playing. The elites, they were riding on dragons, and the dragons had jetpacks too, and Master Chief, he was riding a griffin. Yeah, I definitely let nostalgia blind me to what happened in this fight. I'm a bit disappointed going back and playing it.
Well, after that, we arrive at a temple, and there's another boss fight. This one's with the Prophet of Regret. And this fight is just funny to me. You run over and then you jump up like you're hijacking a vehicle. You know, you can board the Prophet and just start punching the heck out of him. It's hilarious mounting a character. Well, after you kill him, the building gets shot with a giant beam or something. Then Master Chief jumps in the water, and then some tentacles take him away. And I've seen enough memes to know that I must become acquainted with animated Japanese pornography if I want to be able to assess what is going to happen to our champion in the near future. Well, let's see how the Arbiter is doing. It's a mission where you invade a place with Flood and sentries, and it's kind of fun to fight these guys. The Flood are mostly human, so they have weapons with bullets. And the best thing to kill Flood with is bullets. Take their weapons and shoot them with them. The best way to kill Sentry is with a Sentry Beam. This is a fun level, you know, switching between the correct weapons to kill the right enemy. Oh, it just feels good. Heck, they even have fun mini-bosses. Trying to get behind the shield while dealing with Flood, it's great. Also, there weren't any particularly cool set pieces, but I can say that Bungie has learned from their last game and have a lot less repetitive level design. And they've learned light-based guidance. I got lost, but it was my fault. Then I found a well-lit area, and it's where I was supposed to go. Good job, Bungie! However, while we're on the topic of Halo 2's level design, holy moly! These levels are too freaking long! Oh my goodness, the first few levels were like an hour each, which is way too long. On this level, I needed to take a break, and I was like an hour and 50 minutes into the mission, and I still wasn't done with it. The level after this one took over 2 hours. Granted, you can save and quit at any time, but I really hate quitting in the middle of a level, and I hate 2-hour levels even more. Sweet mamma jamma, that's too long. Alright, after that, the Arbiter finds a tank, and then I intentionally flip it so I can give my elite buddy a rocket launcher. And then we went over to another arena area, and it's here that I saw an elite on a turret kill another elite in cold blood. Either that or an accident. Speaking of things I don't know if they're accidents or not, I got to another section with some elite buddies. One of them threw a plasma grenade and then walked over to it. Brilliant. Why? That's what I keep asking. But this is a neat section. The whole time we're riding this little platform through a flood-filled area, and the whole time Flood are jumping down onto it or climbing up from the floorboards, and it's just a lot of fun, especially since you have all your suicidal buddies helping you out. At the end of the whole expedition, Commander Keyes and Sergeant Johnson are here, and they're trying to get the thing that activates Halo. I subdue them both, but then the King Brute guy betrays me and knocks me off a cliff. And it's down here that I meet the tentacle dude who stole Master Chief, Gravemind, who is voiced by my favorite voice actor, D. Bradley Baker, and then he both forces us to do something.
Now kiss.
Kiss, kiss, fall in love.
But no, what he actually does is like blah, 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 blah. Then he teleports us to 2 different places. One of them is the aliens' main base. And can I just mention how much this place looks like the Ark from Sonic Adventure 2? Okay. So aboard the Ark is where Master Chief was sent to, and this level sucks! In it, you fight a lot of brutes. They're kind of a cool enemy to fight. Unlike the elites, they don't really have shields, so the ideal weapon to take them down with would be an SMG or a battle rifle. But all we have here is these plasma rifles, so the fights sucked. Eventually I got myself a carbine rifle and it made the level okay. I also released some Marines from the alien prisons and got each one of them a carbine rifle, and our group absolutely tore the brutes apart. And I was having some decent fun. But then we entered a room with some hunters and, well, the hunters murdered the crap out of my Marines. And the rest of the level was walk into a room, get killed by a ton of brutes, retry until you pick them all off. Brutes are not as fun to fight as elites, and this was the 2-hour level and it bored me to tears. Heck, in the final room there's this huge firefight between elites, hunters, and brutes, and the song Blow Me Away is playing and I couldn't even enjoy it.
And that point brings me to the soundtrack. Now, it was done by Martin O'Donnell like usual, but they also brought in Breaking Benjamin, adding just that intense guitar to all of the, monk chants, and that just makes this one of my favorite soundtracks of all the Halo series, and those are some really good soundtracks.
Alright, now we play as the Arbiter, and much like the last level, I need to fight a flip ton of brutes with plasma weapons. This level straight up was not fun. There were so many times where I just shouted and threw my controller down in frustration.
Ow! Sweetness and lightning!
This level also had a ghost section, and they must have heard that I thought I was invincible on a ghost, because I certainly did not feel that way this time. They have a lot of enemies, and most of them have brute shots, which are basically grenade launchers that absolutely wreck your world! Eventually I beat the level, and then I went on to the next one. It was a level as the Chief. All it was about half of the last level, only this time I was fighting the Flood instead. The good news is that they brought human weapons, which are excellent for eliminating the Flood. The bad news is that this level just isn't fun. It wasn't fun last time I was here, and it isn't fun now. But at least it's short, and I'm not getting eviscerated this time. That's because this time, instead of fighting a pair of scissors with my piece of paper, I'm fighting some rocks! Alright, so the final level is played by the Arbiter, and this level is pretty boring too. Now, there was another main character who's been hanging out with the Arbiter. It's this white elite, and since he's a main character, he's invincible. So putting him in the back of my Spectre was pretty cool, because that means that my gunner is not gonna die. But level design for vehicles isn't that interesting. The Spectre part was done pretty soon, and then it was followed by a Banshee section, also pretty bland. But it all ends with Sergeant Johnson, who's now just best buddies with the elites, using the Scarab to blast open the door. You hop in there, and then there's this one room with a very cool combat situation. See, there's about 10 brutes, and if there's 10 people shooting at you, you die instantly. But they're all on the ground floor, and you're beneath them under some glass, so you can actually see them. You can like pop up, bash one of them dead, run to another part of the floor, pop up, toss a plasma grenade, then run to the first area, pop up, using your shotgun, eliminate another one. This was so cool. The rest of the level was crap, but I really liked this part. And it all ends with a boss fight against a monkey man. And I used to remember this being a great fight, and the level being awesome. It's designed like a wedding cake, so you can easily move up and down for a fun, dynamic fight. But this time around, the only way I can do damage to him is that after Johnson lowers his shield with beam rifle, I shoot him a bit. So all I did was run around this barrier waiting for his shield to drop and then shooting him. Look, it wasn't very engaging. But with that said, the game comes to an end, as the Master Chief launches into space and says those iconic lines.
Master Chief, you mind telling me what you're doing on that ship?
Sir, finishing this fight.
In 3 years!
So, that was Halo 2's campaign. A few less Griffin fights than I remember, and the level design just fell off the face of the planet near the end. But all in all, I had a good time with it. But I have got to be as mad as a hatter if I think that the best part of Halo 2 was its campaign. No, Halo 2 is the king of multiplayer.
I loved this game so much. Honestly, it's gonna be hard to show relevant footage because I moved a couple months ago and I haven't made any new friends where I am now. But playing on the multiplayer maps, I was reminded of my middle school days. Riding my bike for 3 miles to play this at a friend's house, and all the secrets we found, and all the LAN parties, where we shoved 8 middle schoolers into a room on 2 Xboxes. Oh, honestly, it is so hard to choose which of my gaming memories I hold nearest and dearest to my heart, but if I could separate them into sections of high school and middle school, oh, middle school has to be playing Halo 2. Also, before I forget, there were some awesome memories with Xbox Live, but all of the servers are shut down now. And you know, I'd rather have it that way, because now I can remember the game crystal clear and all the fun I had with the Griffin jetpack battles. Yeah, those were definitely a thing.
So, that's Halo 2. If you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I uploaded a video yesterday. I'm going to upload another one tomorrow. I'm going to upload one next Wednesday. I'm going to upload lots of videos between now and next year. And next year, you know, if you like this video, you're going to like next year, because August 17th, I'm going to be reviewing Halo 3. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be fun. I'm insane. See you later.